Good evening and welcome to the 5th Living Room Concert for Concerts on the Slopes 2020 quarantine season. My name is Jonah Sirota, and I'm so glad to welcome you into our living room tonight for this concert featuring mostly newer works, including 2 world premieres. I'd also like to introduce my partner and collaborator for this concert.
My name's Gigi Brady, and the last time Jonah and I played on concerts on the slope was June of 2017, and of course that was in Brooklyn, but we're really happy that we can bring this music to you today.
So I'm going to start with a solo work that I recently wrote, actually, and this is a study for solo viola, and this is actually a world premiere. And I'm going to be playing this work in honor of George Floyd. It's been obviously this whole period since COVID hit and we've been at home has been an emotional roller coaster. And the fact that Black Lives Matter came to the fore in such a real way has been powerful, meaningful, difficult, challenging, and I really wanted to just make a piece that honored really the memory of people whose lives have been lost fighting for justice and equality, where this fight's never going to be over. But anyway, that's what this piece is about. And yeah, we have some more music after that as well. Now, Gigi's going to introduce a piece that she's about to play, which is also a newer work.
Yes, so while not a world premiere tonight, I'm going to be performing the piece Whirlwind by Scottish-American composer Thea Musgrave. Thea Musgrave wrote this piece about 2 years ago for the British oboist Nicholas Daniel, and the premiere was given in honor of Thea Musgrave's 90th birthday in May of 2018 in New York City. So Jonah's going to join me now for the next world premiere on our program. This performance we're going to give is the first two movements of what will eventually be a 5-movement set by our dear friend, the composer Rodney Lister. Jonah and I actually met teaching at a summer camp where, if all things look different, we would be right now. Rodney Lister is the composer in residence there, and we're very happy to be able to share it with you.
Thanks, Gigi. So I'm going to play a little bit of unaccompanied piece by J.S. Bach. string players especially, we play Bach almost every day of our lives. It's some of the first music that we learn on our instruments. For cellists, it's the solo cello suites. For violinists, it's the sonatas and partitas for unaccompanied violin. And violists play both, attempt to play both, although the challenges are very different for each of those sets of pieces. I've found Bach to be a real comfort during this quarantine time. Just the act of engaging with music that's so personal, so intimate. And I often talk to my students about this too, how there is a connection and a meaning that everyone has with this music, which is extremely personal and unique, like a fingerprint. For me, this E major violin partita, which is a really beautiful and wonderful bright key, which I played down a fifth to fit onto the viola, has been a real source of comfort for me during this time, and even a source of gratitude. And I wanted to play a movement of that for you tonight, just to share what I hope is a useful kind of music right now. This will be the last piece before our final piece, which I'll invite Gigi back for. And so glad that you're along with us for this evening. This is the Gavotte in a Rondeau form from the Bach E major violin partita. Thank you. Gigi, please come back. I missed you. So we're going to end tonight's performance, this short and hopefully sweet concert, with two movements that I wrote earlier in the time of quarantine, called COVID, Oboe, Viola, OVID. And that refers to the Roman poet Ovid, who has some very applicable quotes I found that sort of match our time. These two movements are the beginning also of this piece. There's a third movement in the works. And in a sense, you can sort of see the progression of the COVID quarantine time through the titles. The first is called Take Rest. A field that has rested gives a bountiful crop. And I wrote this really early on in the pandemic. And the second movement is called What We Have Been or Now Are, We Shall Not Be Tomorrow. And you can sort of see a little bit more dawning understanding of the global and long-term impact of what's going on here. So I hope that you'll stay tuned for future installments of this piece. Yeah, should we do it? Let me check so much for joining us this evening. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and please stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.
And we'll hope to see you in Brooklyn soon.